Well, I know some just came from Texas.
Hey, good evening. I'm Bob Pace, and I have with myself here Danielle Watt, and we're here the host, How to Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. Tonight is Friday evening, and I hope you all have had a good day. We were last on this morning, and so tonight we're on for an hour. And the purpose of this podcast is to help you all out there that have been involved in CPS. Now, you may be just starting your case or halfway through, or maybe you got some good news. It's something that we said worked or whatever it is. But we're here to help you. We're not professionals. We are people that have experienced CPS. Both of us have different experiences, so that should help. And I've talked to over about 500 of you around the country, all the states, and you guys have one thing in common. You found out that CPS is not your friend. And I'm saying it nicely. Right. And so it's a horrible, horrible experience. So hopefully, Danielle and myself can help you through this. We have a couple rules, that will help you, and we also have a lot of topics to talk about. We've experienced a lot. We learn every time we have a show. We talk about it a little bit after the show and try to work it so it's best for you. We also investigate some of the things you're in there because we have repeated people. Now, to interact with the show, all you need to do is text a comment or call in or be scheduled as a guest. To text a comment, you just write the comment, put your name and where you're from, the city and state. We already have somebody, I think, already. We have Lori Hiller again. Hi, Lori. You've been on the show for, I guess, 3 or 4 days regularly, and you keep putting in William Malins. Now, I don't know if that's your child or something's happened or you don't want to talk, but that's fine. If you don't want to talk and listen, it's great. You cannot have to talk to listen to the show. You don't have to ask any questions. You don't have to do anything, but sit back and enjoy. So when you text in a comment, try to make it about CPS. It can be about your case, a friend's case, or a question you have about CPS, something that gets stubborn there. We'll do our best to answer it and steer you in the right direction. Now, I also have listeners from around the world. We have Australia and Canada, United Kingdom, Ghana, Mexico, and we've had Denmark. And with that being said, with around the world, they have problems too, and they have very similar too.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops, one.
Say, Bob, what happened? Where'd you go?
Oh, hold on one.
Okay. So, like he was saying, he has people from all over. We have people call in from Australia, he said, Ghana, Denmark, I believe. So international. So this is a corrupt area in all over the whole world, really. There's a lot of it that goes on, and a lot of people, like the average person, don't realize it until you may have experienced it or have a friend. So, we're here to help you with and support, provide whatever information we could share with you. If you have, if you just want to call in for moral support, or if you have questions, please feel free to call in, or text us or comment over on and put a comment. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying. So, and if you have like any topics that y'all want to discuss, I mean, we all can learn something new every day. Needless to say, is if there's anyone watching, we are live. I'm from Georgia, and Bob is he's stepped away for a moment, but he is in California, and we are actually live from California. I'm put in.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Podcast.
I thought I was on. Had me off.
Did
I
you
was
hear
taking
me?
care of a personal matter. I hear you.
Okay,
And
today.
thank you for covering me.
I was like,
we're not technical experts to doing podcasts. We learn as you go.
Look,
That's what
that
the
was a
same
good
thing about CPS. We
that was a
learn as
good
we
way to
go.
get me to learn. You know,
Yeah.
you
So
got
if
me
we
good.
So if we get somebody that has a topic, we look it up
Right,
and we
right.
try to investigate and find an answer for you. So we're
You
not
covered me there.
experts or
Thank
anything on
you.
that.
I
So
was like,
besides texting in a question or making a comment or something, you can
mm-hmm.
also call in. I love it when people call in. And my number is
It's easier.
626-698-0990.
I think we can
And you can,
interact more on the calls.
you can
Yeah.
definitely interact and we can help you go through
Mm-hmm.
it. Just be aware that people do text in, and sometimes we have to take those calls too. So
Right.
that's really, really important here. I'm trying to get my dumb phone. Oh, brother.
Mine's X'd up.
Well, no, I have my phone as a hotspot. My son was trying to do his homework, and we were taking care of something that I didn't think I'd be coming this back this time. But yeah, anyway, my phone is on. I just want to make sure it's all set to go, and it doesn't go to call forwarding. I always worry about why it does that. But
yeah, mine are the do not disturb or whatever.
yeah, you got to make sure you don't have any of those factors on.
Yeah,
and stuff there. But calling in is really nice
mm-hmm.
because we can talk to you, and we have numerous calls. I have all these calls that I'm looking right now on my phone, so they're
I'd probably be like, who is that?
Yep. So anyway, yeah, we had 2 calls last night. Looks like one of them I missed. I don't know, but let me see. Was it missed? Yeah, one from area code 801. I don't know where that is, but
801.
yeah, I don't know
801.
Is that 752. Excuse me, 715.
Oh,
Yeah.
and what time is it there now?
Well, it was yesterday, last night, 7:15. Right now,
so that is Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah. That's Utah.
Did we talk to somebody in Utah last night?
I believe was it last night? I thought it might have been up in Utah, but I don't think so. I think we were more on this side, on the eastern coast.
Okay.
And up north. I know New York was this morning. It might have been, but I don't remember. No, I don't think it was Utah. Because I know when did we talk to the one from West Virginia that we looked? That was last night.
Yeah, and that was the 304 area code.
Okay, yeah, 801. You said 801. That's Utah, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, we're trying to check that out there. So that's the second way to interact is to call in. Now, if you want to be a guest on the show, we have a great producer, Grace, who will set you up to be a guest.
Oops. Hi, Bob. I'm sorry. I'm very sick. I just wanted to say hi, and then I'll try to come on and when I'm feeling better. Faye finally came in.
Sure. Go ahead.
10:30.
We have my co-host, Danielle, is going to take a break. Look forward to you coming back. Take it easy. I'll take you down.
Well, she said she's very sick and she wanted to say hi and that she'll try to come on when she's feeling better.
Oh, not you. I thought you were sick.
No. That's Faye. Did you get the comment at 10:13? She just messaged.
Oh, hi, Faye. Yeah, she just came in. I'm sorry.
The one from Kentucky.
I just wanted to say hi. I try to come on when I'm feeling better. That's okay, Faye. we hope you feel better. Faye
Mhm.
is another co-host that we have on
Is
this
that the
show.
one in Kentucky or
Kentucky, Richmond, Kentucky.
awesome? Okay. And we had several people from Kentucky, Lexington, and there was another place. Here we go.
So, anyway, you can email Grace at vincentwdavis.com. Email Grace at vincentwdavis.com. And she'll gladly put you on one of my 14, one of our 14 shows. We're on 7 days a week, twice a day. And so you should be able to hit one of those days you like to talk, and we'd love to have you. So
Mhm.
those are the ways you can interact there. I do want to say at this time, I want to thank Vincent Davis, the Vincent Davis Associates that produces this podcast. And he said,
Oh
if you have
wow.
any questions, call him at 888-888-6582.
She
And
said she's dealing with really bad lung failure and kidney problems. Faye
yeah,
is.
okay. All right, Faye.
Oh wow. Bless her heart. Keep you in my prayers for sure, Miss Faye. Keep your head up.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That, oh wow.
So, let me see. Uh,
Um,
yeah, that'll be right there.
you're welcome, Faye.
So, we have 3 rules that we talk about, which have been expanded and they're really helpful for you, which we'll talk to you in a few minutes. And we'll talk more about Mr. Davis too. He's one of my rules there. Um, but is there any topics we left kind of unfinished from this morning that we need to talk about? Was there anything that we looked up or anything that we had unfinished?
um, well, we did find out that that you did a search and that CPS is a government agency. That they have themselves listed as that, and I'd never seen the young lady from West Virginia come back, and then New York, but the ones this morning were in of the daughter that got her kids taken away, and then there was yeah, they're not in here, but I think we concluded that with them because we're talking about the rules and our input for them, take notes and check their court orders and everything. So it's open right now, and I just got out of a live on TikTok about right before this about Texas. There's a lot of corruption in a county out Tarrant County, and with I don't know if anyone knows Gypsy Rose Blanchard, like the what her mom did to her. I can't even say it. I'm praying for everyone that's involved with this corrupted, inhumane, mentally deranged, nonstop mother and grandmother abuse. Angelina said that at 10:18.
Yeah, just right now. And Angelina, what city and state are you from?
Massachusetts. So it looks like Massachusetts.
Okay, Massachusetts. What city in Massachusetts? Trying to figure out.
And that's the second person we've
Probably
had.
Boston. Probably Boston because I had about 6 people from
Oh,
Massachusetts.
we just that lady the other day, and
Wait
wasn't
a minute. I may know you. Are you the one that was in the
it's
hospital
Joanne.
having work done and your mother had your children in Rhode Island and the CPS workers tracked her down and went across lines and went into another state and took your kids? Are you the same person? No, she's New Bedford.
Said she's
No.
on her daughter's chat.
Yeah,
It's
but she's
Joanne,
New
her
Bedford.
mother.
She's not that one. She's
Oh,
somebody else. So
she said, absolutely, it is her. You're right. She's on her daughter's chat, Bob.
well, why did you go from Bedford to Boston was that a specialized hospital? Anyway, there was a young woman who had children that she left with
Rhode
her mother to
Island.
take
She
care
said
of.
it's Joanne from Rhode Island. So you're
Oh,
right, Bob. Yeah, you're right.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's okay, Joanne from Rhode Island. Yes, yes, yes. Glad you have it back. What's the latest on your case? What's the latest on your case?
And I think the other person we had from Massachusetts was Frederick Connie. He was dealing with Boston, wasn't he? Or was that
Right, right,
yeah, and
right,
he was supposed to be getting his daughter sent to Michigan, hopefully, with
right,
her grandmother, I'm hoping, or his mom.
right, right.
Do you have any updates, Joanne, on yours?
Yeah, Joanne, what is the latest, or how can we help you?
I don't know if I was in for hers. Here, about hers. There's Faye. Oh, Kentucky just passed a law allowing social workers to cross state lines to intercept into cases in other states. Oh boy.
Oh boy, I didn't know they would have jurisdiction. So now
Oh wow.
Kentucky is allowing workers to go to another state without checking with them first. It's really gotten
Is
out of
that
hand.
all states, or is that just the surrounding states?
It's just Kentucky.
Oh wow. Like what? How far can they travel? Like over state lines?
Well, it just says Kentucky passed a law allowing their social workers to cross state lines to inspect or interject into cases in other states.
Mm-hmm. So
I can't believe the other states would allow that, because that may get out of hand. Boy, that's something terrible.
Yeah. And then Angelina said supposed to have a hearing on May 8th, and her court appointed dropped her for not obeying DCF rules. So, wow.
Oh,
so
no. Well, you need to get another. What was the rule you were violating?
That's crazy. So now the court appointed attorneys are dropping the client. Wow. They need to, this whole CPS, they need to do a whole new reform to it. Like, just get rid of it altogether. I mean,
well, now they can go a state like that woman.
Yeah, that's. I mean, honestly, and how we were talking, what was it earlier with y'all? I kept hearing this lady say after having to reschedule social workers' home visits. That's why the court appointed attorney dropped her, because the social worker, they were rescheduling the home visits. So that's crazy, and it's not. The social worker was putting it off. Wow. I had my caseworker. She only saw me one time, and then she tried to say, because she had a court at Superior Court in Boston against the father of her daughters. Okay. Oh wow. Wow. So Bob and Joanne said that the court appointed attorney dropped her after having to reschedule the home visits, the social worker, and she had court in Superior Court in Boston against the father of her daughters. She asked them what you do to meet DA. Oh, like what could she do, or what do they do to meet the district attorney? Well, I know they can't visit yesterday. Oh, and how did that? Oh, visit yesterday with social worker. Did she go? She asked social worker. Okay. And what did the social worker say to her? Wow. To reschedule. Oh, at the social worker's convenience or your daughter's? Because the social workers, that's where they always messaged mine, and when she wanted to try to pull those cards on me, and and then try to say that they had no contact, and then they tried to pop up at my house, and without a court order, that there was no court order saying unannounced home visits were allowed. Like, no. I mean, everything with them is voluntary unless it's court ordered. I mean, and wow. And how long has this case been going on, if I may ask, Joanne? A social worker called Boston to find out the case against father was dismissed. So the father... She did not know until she... Oh. So the dismissal... So I guess I'm taking her and the... Is that the child's father, right? She did not know until she got to court. Wow. So your daughter was supposed to be at that court date, and they're trying to say she didn't show up, or but it was dismissed. I'm sorry. I know have said your story before. I don't know if I was on that. They started harassing her around April 2023 when my grandbaby was in. Oh, bless your heart. So, and with her, and she had to be in Boston for the Superior Court date, but the social worker knew that the case got dismissed on the father, but your daughter didn't know, right? Bring them with hypoxia. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh, okay. So, and what are they trying to get your daughter for? Like a no show or a like in Boston? I guess Boston's trying to do that, or the social worker in Rhode Island is called her a liar. They do that, and your daughter, any communication she has with that social worker, I don't know what state that, like if it's in the Rhode Island or Massachusetts one, but look up the recording law. And I know if you're able to, I would record any communication with them over a phone or even in person, like, and then follow up with an email if you have to talk on the phone, because I would definitely be keeping a definite, like, detailed case log, like for yourself, and detailed information in a notebook about every single. And her lawyer called her and said she's done with it. So in the case, so now the case got dismissed against the father, and then I take it that he going for the children, and what was his case about? I guess he had the allegations.
Would you like to call in? That would help us, maybe. If you call in at 626-698-0990, if you could call in, it may help you.
Yeah, that's what I was doing from the time it's. Wow. Wow. Yeah, Joanne, if you want to call in, that would be awesome, because I'd like to hear more. Bob, I guess I wasn't here for hers.
No, I was.
Okay.
What this originally happened, I don't remember the details, but all I know is the mother went in to the hospital to have surgery, and that was in Boston. And the social workers asked her where her kids were, and that she had placed them with her mother in another state, Rhode Island. So the workers from Massachusetts drove to Rhode Island, knocked on the door of the grandmother, and say, I need to take your children. And she didn't know about the rules, laws, and gave them the children.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. So I've not heard from her since that time.
Wow. So that's wow.
That was about a couple of months ago that she called. So
yeah, that's her talking, the grandma Joanne talking on her daughter.
Joanne's the grandmother, correct? Joanne's the grandmother.
And that's who we're talking to now. She's on her daughter's account though.
Yeah.
Wow, bless your heart. So the kids are in Massachusetts. Wow.
I think they're still with the CPS workers in foster care.
And so this has been going on for a minute.
A couple, but the thing is, I don't know what the father's involvement is. This is the first I heard that she had a partner or a biological father involved.
There she is. That might be her.
Good evening, Jose. Welcome to the podcast. Hold on a second. I got to get the speaker on. Hold on a second. I was multitasking. It said Jose Rodriguez. Is this somebody else?
Yeah, that's my best friend. I have my phone on his.
Okay.
account.
So who's this I'm
If you
speaking
share
to?
it,
Who's
yeah.
this I'm speaking to? Who's this I'm speaking to?
Joey.
Angelina's mom.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm speaking to the grandmother of the child,
Joanne.
Joanne.
Yeah.
Great. We've talked
My
before.
granddaughter.
Yeah, we've talked before, and I did not know there was a man involved. What's the story about the man?
Maybe I told Vince because I was on there with Georgette once last month or so. He had assaulted my daughter the day before that she was getting the girls back after the 72-hour hearing, and I didn't want to say it on live TV with my face on there.
Okay.
So I didn't like bring it up as to what was really going on, but because my daughter had to testify against him at that 72-hour hearing, my daughter told the truth. That there was previous, like, he would hit her. And not in front of the kids, this, that. But she told the judge the truth. She told the judge the truth about every reason that they made up about coming to my house and the flooring and the I didn't have the right formula. Like, I had 4 kids, and I love my granddaughters. Like, I couldn't. I'm still like in shock that I'm not with them. They're the best thing that ever happened. I thought my kids were, and they are. But the grandbabies, like, genuine, and they're still not back with their mom. And I can only visit them once a month for 1 hour. And they don't want me with my daughter. But the court that Angelina went to on Wednesday was to go and meet with the AD again. We went once together, and this time she had to go by herself because it was supposed to be already arraigned and all that. And I don't know what they needed. So my daughter panicked and told DCF that what should she do? She should, like, her apartment will still be in New Bedford. Like, can you make it tomorrow or any day you want? I got to make this appointment I got to meet the DA at Boston Superior Court. So she didn't answer her. So my daughter went. My daughter didn't know driving there. And so an hour and a half that it was dismissed because I guess he showed up with his lawyer the day before on a bench warrant that he did something else wrong. So he couldn't hear him again on today, like on the day yesterday. So that's just like, and then the lawyer got involved and is mad at my daughter and doesn't want to represent her. And we're trying to get, with my sister and I and my daughter, we're trying to get a real lawyer. And we don't have much time, but if they're either going to push this court date ahead, which I don't know what I can do about, or they're going to, without my daughter having representation. I mean,
right.
The last time that she went at the 72 hours, she represented herself pretty well, and they were giving her back the 4 kids. But the day before, on June 11th, she was almost dead. I
Wow.
went to her house.
Wow.
I grabbed her and took her to the hospital. She was pretty badly beaten. And instead of the judge and everyone saying, God, now he's in jail, this is what we thought was going on. It wasn't about the baby missing her medical appointments when she's in the NICU. This is what we wanted to know. And now he's in where he belongs and give the girls back to the mother. Well, instead, her lawyer at the time flipped out because I took her to the hospital and said, no, you're not getting the kids back tomorrow. So now she's beat up, alone, lost her fiance, lost the kids, and now they're telling her, no, you can stay beat up, you're not getting them back. And then August 22nd, she was supposed to get them back, and DCF went and stopped that. So the judge hasn't been updated. She can't get the lawyer to update the judge because the lawyer's on DCF's side. DCF told her that they don't want her to be around her mother, me. And we're together every day. We're both ill, and I take care of her. She was just recently in 2 hospitals in Boston and Tufts and Brigham and Women. And the Tufts one was set up by DCF. And she got drugged by ostomy patches put behind her ear, and she was out of her mind. And I couldn't even get to talk to her because they disconnected her phone. It was horrifying. Cool story. But now she's doing better, and she got new tubes put in, and she was in the hospital for a week last week. I stayed by her bedside. I don't care what they said. And I held her skin, and I stayed overnight.
And that's your daughter?
Well, what I'm confused about, I'm still confused about how the husband, is she married to a guy?
No.
Was that just a biological father then?
Yeah.
All right. Now, what did he have to do with her going into the hospital in Boston?
He beat her.
The first time, nothing. What happened was she wanted him with her so she could have control over where he was. God forbid to take her girls while she was vulnerable. And before the abuse started, he was very knowledgeable in her gastroparesis diagnosis, the motility, the tubes, the digestion of her intestines. Like, he was very knowledgeable and helped her while she was in the hospital. But in between that, it was terrifying.
Well,
and you're supposed to get help.
I got to start from the beginning because I have 2 different stories. I have the story you told me a month ago. That's different than the story here now because there was nothing involved. The guy, I thought she had to go in the hospital for a special operation, and she gave you the children to watch.
She did.
No, she gave them to the father's family friend, that's like a good friend. Like, she's my age. She's like,
oh, okay. So how did children end up at your house?
She called me when she found out I was released from my surgeon on May 26th. So on May 27th, that morning, she got called into work. She said, could I come today and drop the kids off to you? I'm like jumping up and down because I couldn't wait to see them. My doctor said I was all set. I was good to go. Just keep up with the PT and you're golden. And I said, yes, bring them over. So I said, I'll actually meet you because you're in Franklin. And she said, no, I'll come because I get a lot of stuff I packed. You know, they've been with me for a week. My daughter was in the first time. And then, like, that week, I was in rehab coming out of my surgery from my back. So it worked out where now my daughter had to go back in because there was some blood in the tubing. So she went back in on the 27th, and the lady met me at my house, actually my best friend's house. I lived here 8 years, and she met me here, and I was so grateful to her, and I was with my granddaughters for like 5-6 days, and everything was great. And then all of a sudden, I get a call. I told you last time when I was live that I got a call about calling busted children and clearing up the missed visits. I did that for the investigator. I remember for the investigator, and she's like, "Cool, well, good then. You all set? You're good?" I said, "Perfect. I'm in heaven right now. My daughter's getting well. She's having surgery, and the babies are great." And then on that Saturday, she called like 3 days later after being great. 3 days later on a Saturday morning, saying my manager wants him face to face with Cumberland Valley. Rhode Island.
Wow.
I called my daughter and the ombudsman. The ombudsman said, "Do it. Let him in." They took him for no reason. They kidnapped him.
So, what I'm
Sorry.
okay, but when did the biological father? Why did he get involved? He's the one that hurt your daughter.
Yes, he did.
Did you guys not file a restraining order against him?
When we left court on the 72-hour hearing on the Thursday, I forgot the date, but on the 12th, on Monday, the judge was going to be back in court and the kids were going to be given back to my daughter. On the 11th, on the Sunday, he broke in the back door of her apartment. I didn't hear from her, so I drove to Bedford, and sure enough, she was beaten up, and he was still there. So I rushed her to the hospital, and the appointed attorney was swearing her brains out at me and said I should have never been to the hospital because she'll never get her kids back now. I go, why? I go, he did this, and you all know about it now. You could see my daughter. Her face is damaged. Her eyebrows cracked. She's bad.
They asked you why you took your daughter to the hospital?
She'll never get her kids back. And the father of the children, the lawyer of the children is amazing and said, no, she's getting those kids back, even more so, because he did damage to her. She's hurting enough. And he's not going to prove any of this, and the judge is giving them back on Monday. So even more so, this guy's in jail. It's out there. He's going to be arraigned. He's going to go to Superior, for manslaughter, attempted. And everything was great. And the court-appointed attorney just said, "You're not getting it back. I'm done with you. I'm done with this case."
Whoa.
So that's what happened.
Wow.
And he was going to get arraigned again Wednesday. And she was going, the AD called her and said they wanted her there. Just in case there was any questions, it would go smoothly. And when she got there, it was canceled and rescheduled.
So you do have a reschedule. You do have a rescheduled date.
But they didn't tell.
Yeah, they didn't tell my daughter that. They just said it was rescheduled.
Why did they not tell your daughter?
Because she was driving there. I don't know if they couldn't get in touch with her. I forgot to get in touch with her.
Well,
because
they rescheduled it. Yes.
What is the new date? What is the new date?
May 8th.
They didn't tell her. Not for him.
So the next court date for her is May 8th.
DCF, she told DCF, she's like, I know for sure that you guys have all of his court dates.
Right. They do.
And I had to go today, and I'm not a liar, and I didn't know that he went for a warrant the day before with his lawyer to Boston Superior. And so Boston Superior moved yesterday's case forward. I think it's a week.
Wait a minute. How is a guy that hurt your daughter, and if he has a restraining order against him, how is he able to take possession of the case?
I don't know, but he's on an ankle bracelet and he's out of VA.
Well, if he's on an ankle bracelet, why is he able to move your daughter's case around?
DA called about my daughter to show up there to implement some part that was missing. Maybe they needed her voice there.
Why is he
So they
being
there.
charged with a crime?
Yes, he was charged with attempted manslaughter.
Yeah.
Attempted manslaughter against your daughter? Against your daughter?
Yep.
Okay. And so your daughter went to the court to help her?
Yeah, to help the AD. To help
And
the DA.
so when she showed up, what happened?
Right. I went with the first time, and they convicted him, and they said that he was going to be arrested, and they had to wait for the
Wait. How can he be convicted and he wasn't arrested? I'm
charged.
confused with the terminology. You mean he was charged, not convicted?
Yeah, he was charged in 120 days in the Bedford District Court, that area, and then out on a bracelet. And still out on a bracelet, and he's got the court changed date like twice already.
Wow.
But that's all about his case. That's nothing to do with your CPS case,
I
does
can't
it?
believe he's walking the
Yeah, I
streets.
brought that up because the social worker and her lawyers using that against her for not having a home show yesterday.
Having a what show yesterday?
Home
Like,
visit.
having them come to the house. The lawyer will not come to the house. The lawyer won't do nothing.
Well, was it a
Social
misinformation? She can
worker called my daughter
reschedule.
a liar.
She can reschedule it. I mean, all you have to do is show the documentation of her boyfriend's being incarcerated. I mean, she has documentation, doesn't
They
she?
knew it. Yeah, they knew it because they called my daughter when my daughter got there, and she answered it, and they're like, "You liar!" The social worker called my daughter a liar and said they rescheduled it. You didn't even have to go. She's like, "I had to drive here. It's an hour and a half away."
Well,
Wow,
if it was
they probably
scheduled, she didn't know.
And it was rescheduled. They would have rescheduled it that day,
right.
And she can get that she should be able to access that documentation. To where
All you
she can
have to
that
do is show the documentation was scheduled today, and that's too short a notice for her to reschedule it. She didn't lie.
Exactly.
Well,
No one will talk to
have
her.
you
No
tried to
one's
talk?
scheduling.
Has she
Her
tried to
lawyer
talk?
said he doesn't want to.
What
Huh?
is that? What kind of attorney is this? Is this a public defender?
Yep.
Well, that's your
And he's
problem
not
right there,
CPS.
because the public defender will do nothing for your daughter.
they'll work against you. Yeah.
I know.
They'll work
We're
against
getting
you.
together. We only got a few days, but we're getting together. My sister and my daughter and I are getting together as soon as possible, like via phone, Zoom, or whatever, FaceTime, and want to work some type of plan out financially and hire an attorney that is not family. But I believe this is racketeering. I don't care if I go to jail for this, but it's kidnapping, it's cash for kids. My granddaughters were perfect. And they made, DCF said, don't wait in Rhode Island to get your own housing and be on your own with your daughters. Come to New Bedford. They got immediate openings. It's beautiful there. And she went, and it was the project, and it was horrible there.
Wow.
They're the ones who made to move there from my sisters that has two families in Rhode Island, and she was fine there.
Okay, what is the danger? Yeah,
daughter.
what is the danger that the child's in at your daughter's place?
The dad's out on ankle monitor.
The guy's in jail and on a bracelet at the VA.
Right. He's not at the home. He's not at the home. So why can't the child stay with the mother?
Exactly.
Right.
But they keep making up plans, and the next plan was stay away from your mother. I'm already in the hospital holding her hand. I'm not leaving her side.
Well, no,
So
that you should be able to have your daughter at your place too, if her
Right.
place isn't suitable.
Right.
Your family,
Right.
and there is a thing called a safety plan. When they take a child from a parent, they have to have a safety meeting and put a
Right.
place where the child would be in.
Is she included in the case, the Miss Joanne? Is she have you didn't like a motion to intervene or anything?
She did
What
what?
was that?
Like intervene in the case, like to be brought, because she's got to because I know I've heard
Yeah,
of
I
some.
did. When my daughter and I went to her home after she was in the hospital and here, I took her to Wesley Hospital in Rhode Island about 3 months ago because she was having an interception of her intestines in her tubes. And I rushed her there, and she stayed here 3 days. They told her to rest, hydrate, did what they had to do with her tubing. And when she felt better on the Monday, we went to her home Monday night. No, I think it was Monday or Tuesday night, like 3 months ago. Not expecting at 11 o'clock at night, by the time we packed up her stuff and got all her feeds and all that, we get there, I open the door, and the whole house is ransacked and broken into. Just all out. I mean, like, a hurricane hit it.
I know, but what house was that? That was your house or your daughter's house?
That was New Bedford. That was her apartment.
And
So
who broke in? Who broke into her apartment?
We thought it was this guy that is obsessed with her and likes her. That I've known him from when he was younger, and it wasn't him. It was someone else. It wasn't like any key of it being someone she knew. But here's the problem: an uninvited, same social worker harassed my daughter to death to actually now be diagnosed with cancer in her stomach from stress. I heard her doctor today.
Okay.
They harassed her and said that there was piss pads from your mother all over the floor. As soon as my daughter and I walked in there at 11 o'clock p.m. at night, I took a video of the whole house, every stitch, closet, bedroom, pictures, video. And she turned around, came in the house uninvited, pushed my daughter out of the way, didn't even knock on the door when I was calling the police for the breaking and entering. This woman comes in the door in the morning because my daughter was so exhausted. I just cleaned up the living room and let her lay down. She was sick. And then the social worker came in and said that my daughter was doing drugs. This is screaming drug, substance abuse. You're sick. You're gonna go to rehab.
The first thing you got to do is ask for a supervisor or the director of CPS there.
The supervisor's on her side.
Well, okay, then you ask for the director.
I found out today the director's name, and I'm going to call her on Monday.
You have to make a registered complaint against the CPS service there.
I went to the Justice Building court, the big courthouse down.
Well, they're not going to talk to you unless you have your attorney, and if you still have the public defender, you need to dismiss him.
Yeah, well, she dropped my daughter, I believe, and
the court appointed attorney dropped her daughter.
Well, they can appoint another. They can appoint another public defender. If you're not happy with that defender, you can get another one.
Especially if that attorney had dropped them.
I'm sorry.
The only good attorney out of this whole thing is the kid's attorney. The kid's attorney, I don't remember if I told you, but 2 months ago, finally, the kid's attorney who told the judge to let her have the guy's locked up. Excuse me. And he turned around and did an ICPC with my sister. And they sent the kid 2 months ago to her house, maybe 2.5 months ago. And they've been doing, we're so happy because we know what's going on, how my sister and her husband are.
They can do an expedited ICPC.
Yeah, Danielle was saying they could do. Danielle said they can do an expedite ICPC
to get the kids to your sisters. You
Oh,
did. They did.
that.
Okay.
Telling me the kids cry themselves to sleep. Mommy, I want to go with mommy. I mean, they're getting older now. They're 1.5 and 2.5. And they took them at 8 months and 23 months.
Wow.
And they had to celebrate the birthdays there. for no reason. They still don't have a legit reason. Now they're saying substance abuse. My daughter can't do substances. They don't even.
Did they do a drug test of your daughter? Did they do a drug test of your daughter?
My daughter does one every month when she goes to her.
I know that, but did they do? Have they found it being positive or negative?
No, always negative.
Okay, then what is
And
their?
the doctor's pissed off because they won't call him back.
Who won't call?
He sends every report to them.
Who won't call?
Her doctor.
Money.
Who won't
They
call?
want to keep the money. 0 to 3 years old. They're getting a ton of money.
It's
Is
And my
this
sister isn't getting a dime.
is this your only? This is your daughter's doctor that won't call him back?
No, it's DCF who won't call my daughter's daughter back because he can prove that he sends them the labs every month and her visit report.
Does she have copies of the drug tests?
Yep.
All she has to do is have them submitted into court.
But I think we need to have your lawyer do it, they said.
Well,
That's
they're
right.
trying to expand it. Once you fire your attorney, you're your own attorney. And you can say, Your Honor, I have 25 drug tests that shows I'm free and I've been tested positive. And I enter it as Exhibit A.
mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I mean,
I,
what you
how-
can do with
your
with the
lawyer's
court,
not doing it.
there's a motion to change a current plan or
Yep.
to show new
Modify,
evidence.
Yep.
And in California, it's called a
That's what I
388.
wanted to do from the day I talked to you.
Right.
And the lawyer, no one would do it with us.
Well, it's a lot of work. He's not going to want to do that.
If
He
the
doesn't
court
give-
appointed.
The paperwork in order and giving it to the judge and updating the case and saying she did this, and this, apply with that, and that, and now they're coming up with new stuff. The DCF, the court-appointed lawyer told my daughter right out yesterday, that she's done with her because she's not following the rules.
Then you ask for a new
Yeah.
court-appointed attorney. You have to
What
go
is the-
to the court appointed of that court and ask for a new
Indigent
court-appointed
defense.
attorney.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
is
that's
the
doing our
kid's
motion.
lawyer? The
I tried
kid's
to
lawyer.
hire a lawyer before that because the court date is on the 10th.
Boy, that's going to be hard to find an attorney that you
Okay.
don't want to waste
Yeah.
money on a bad attorney. You need to find one that right away that can help you. My question is, you can ask for a continuance of
Yes.
that hearing if you have a new attorney that you're trying to bring aboard.
Okay.
So you can ask for a continuance. You have a good cause to show continuance. You have to file. First, you need to get rid of your court-appointed attorney. Then you need to file a continuance. I don't know, 45 days, 30 days, wherever it is.
Yeah.
And that you're looking for a new attorney.
Because you're going to prolong this now from May 8th to 10th to like 3 more months.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
Oh,
Your case
How
is
long?
in three months from now, the next hearing?
it's gonna prolong it for another 3 months, she said.
Oh, they've been doing them like every 5 or 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, they have
Didn't even tell my daughter that
it's every like so many.
their review, and it says that my daughter's not compliant. She's doing substances, and that no grandmother or grandparent is involved in the children or visits. And I told
That's why
everyone
you need to
as much as I can.
do it. You need to submit
Well,
to
you're
the
going
court
to have to
motion
do
that
something
she
with
needs
that
to
court. You
intervene.
need to file.
You would need to
boy.
be included in it. Like it was a
What I wanna
motion that
ask you, Can you? I don't know if you're aware of it, but I told even the social worker at first, when she first heard the real story, she had tears in her eyes. She was very compassionate. And then she turned on my daughter. But anyway, she said, you can move anywhere you want. You can move back to Rhode Island and then have DCYF handle it. And DCYF doesn't take kids in Rhode Island. You know that. You live in Rhode Island. They don't take kids. They don't go for the money. They just take care if someone's getting abused.
Well, you have to do an expedite ICPC if you want to move. Where
My
is
daughter,
Where is the home going to be? It's going to be in Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Is it at your place?
I moved out of where they took the kids. He's the best friend of our family.
Mhm.
And he told my daughter to move here, and she could have the house and live here.
Okay.
And CCYF will come like they do with my sister. They come and they check out the property, and it's a raised ranch. It's a beautiful home.
And they
the land. The kids would love it. They did love it. I had them here all the time.
Yeah. Well, then you're going
She
to.
has a place to live.
Yeah. That
what
is
about
good
the kids'
news.
attorney? What is
Yes.
the kids' attorney saying?
Change to DCFYF in Rhode Island once she moves here.
Right.
Like if
Right.
she moves here tomorrow, and she put the utilities in her name, and she has her stuff here. And I have my own apartment in Hope Valley down the street. I have my own studio.
Okay.
I've had for months. I was just happened to be here when they called me because I cut the grass here. I'll help them out because my best friend is first
So with-
truck driver. So I
with
help them
you-
out. Like we love each other as friends.
What's your
So it's-
question,
So I had the
Danielle?
girl stay here because we had
How
all
long?
these
Okay, so with this whole thing that's going on with you, and you're the grandmother, and it sounds like they are just like excluding you out, and because you have to get with the courts and to intervene and make yourself involved in the case. Have you ever thought about going for guardianship of the kids as a grandma, like temporary guardianship, stand a kinship? You can. I don't. How long? I mean, this case has been going on for.
Be a kingship. They made her go get become a foster mother, and they haven't paid her a dime.
No.
So there's no reason why I
And
can't become guardianship.
you can. There's kinship care. You can file for. Yeah, they just don't want you to because it's all about money because they want the money. They want to keep. I mean,
They're out of
I would.
money. They're out of $20,000 a month.
And
They're
then
out
yeah,
of
and
parents
so
that before my sister. My sister doesn't get no money from them from Massachusetts or no.
because I don't see why they are trying to prevent the kids from even being with you as the grandmother, and if they're with your sister,
because I
sister,
don't take that crap.
right?
She kept saying this wasn't a B&A, that my daughter's a psycho and she's on drugs. It's wreaking substance abuse. I said, say it again. I was just calling the police for a B&A. Say it again. My daughter was shaking and crying. She's 80 pounds. She's almost going to die. Her health's so bad over there. And she's in the apartment going, after she pushed the door open, uninvited, no appointment, and saying to my daughter's face and to my face with her hands flying, this is screeching substance abuse. This is proof. I said one more time, I'm calling the police. She did it again. I called the police on her. Had the police remove her, and I reported the B&A with my daughter.
Yeah, and that's.
She told the lawyer and her boss, the supervisor, that oh my God, the whole apartment was reeking of the mother's piss pads. Like I pissed and pads on the floor. And I just told you I recorded the whole thing. And when we got there that night, it was already recorded. So it's such a lie.
Wow.
It's just they're starting to trap my daughter. They follow her everywhere. She's like having her straight phone.
Wow.
They're following her everywhere. She's got license plates. There's this one guy that's a brother of the social worker that is trying to sell her marijuana. She said, I don't do drugs. Look at me. I have feeding tubes. I'm a mom. I don't do drugs. I take enough medication to stay healthy and not die.
Yeah.
She just kept pushing it out.
Right. I don't mean to cut this short, but my time's up and I got to end the show. But that's all right. Can you call again tomorrow or tomorrow night?
Absolutely.
Either tomorrow or tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night for sure.
Yeah. Hold on one second here because My time is up.
Okay.
Get yourself in the courts and get involved and you get on, because that's, I mean, they really ain't got to talk to you as of right now, but get yourself included. That's what I, because, and be the spokes for.
Okay. Well, tomorrow I'm
Sorry.
going to be
Yeah.
on. Tomorrow I'm going to be on at noon tomorrow, not at 10 o'clock. So Saturday
Okay.
I'm on at noon. Sunday I'm on at 8 o'clock in the morning, and both nights I'll be on at 7 o'clock. That's Pacific Standard Time.
All right. So
and-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you on it? What time you say?
Tomorrow will be noon. Tomorrow will be noon Pacific Standard Time.
So that'd be.
Yep.
And that'll be 3 o'clock your time.
3 o'clock.
And then
3 o'clock
tomorrow
Eastern.
night I'll be on at 7 o'clock, which will be 10 o'clock your time.
I'd rather do the 10 o'clock because, like, I'm wound down on my day and I have a ton of stuff to do and I'm not feeling well. So I don't want to, like, do it too early. But if 7 o'clock works for you, I'm definitely in.
That's fine.
Okay.
If I can do the 3 o'clock, I'll call you sooner.
Right. I got to end the show. I want to thank you very much, Joanne, for taking the time. And I really hope your daughter gets better. And I appreciate you taking the time to call. My heart goes out to you guys. It really is really tough. Also, Faye, thank you very much for reuniting with us. We have missed you. Thank you for the information, Faye.
Everyone
Faye
gets better.
started to call back in. We hope you get better. Again, Lori Hiller, we don't know what you're trying to communicate, but we'd like to hear from you. Danielle, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and end the show. This is Bob and Danielle signing off. God bless you all.
God bless everyone.